Hey there guys, welcome to another Battle Knights Battle Report. We're back with another game of Kings of War. And with me I have my friend Swampy. Hello Swampy.
Hello.
This is once again close to an intro-ish sort of starter game. And Swampy's only had one game before. He was actually the first person I ever played at Kings of War. So yeah, my record is not great at the moment, but we're going to change things today. I've got some more experience playing Kings of War now.
We're not changing anything.
Fair enough.
I think you should get that delusion out of your mind.
Okay, so we're playing 1500 points. We're doing Kingdoms of Men, obviously my army, and we're doing Orcs, or what are they called? They're called Orcs, aren't they?
Orcs.
With some tiny bit of Goblin allies.
Yeah.
Tiny little bit.
One unit is still allies.
Alright, so we'll get back to you with the deployment and the force composition, and then get started with our game. So this is an overview of the battlefield. As you can see, I have a little bit of a forest down here, a couple of impassable terrain, rocky outcrops, and all remnants of a fort in this massive tree, and then we have a couple of hills and a little bit of forest out in the end. So it's sort of out in the wilderness, this battle. I have won the role to go first, and we've done deployment, so I'll quickly go over the armies. I have on this left flank, I have my mounted scouts with the pistols. I've upgraded them for free, and then I have my foot guard on the flank here. Just opposite them is a nice big giant, which I'll come to in a minute. I've got my wizard, fire wizard over here, troop unit of arquebusiers, cannon, a horde unit of spear phalanx, a general on a griffin, a regiment of pole arms, another troop of arquebusiers, and then 2 regiments of knights. So very standard of my Kingdoms of Men. I've once again made a few changes, just toying around with different ideas, different thoughts and different units, trying to see what they like. This is obviously 1,500 points, and this is what the Orcs have got. So what you got, Swampy?
The Fleabag Riders.
Fleabag Riders, of course they are.
Riders instead of Fleabags.
Yep.
That's how they roll. Giant.
I love the rock garden thing, it's awesome.
Punch your face, man. Great axes.
Big horde unit of great axes.
Whatever that's called. What's the character for the Orcs called?
I'll just call him a general.
Yeah, he's a general. He's a wizard. And he's a troll character.
Okay.
Horde of trolls.
Yep.
And then the ball boys down the end.
Down the bend. Okay. So that's the deployment. I've got first turn. I am taking first turn. And we'll come back to you after that. Okay, so after the first turn, generally there's not a lot going on the first turns. But I did a little bit of maneuvering. The Pistoliers have moved up there. Great swords or foot guard have moved up just a little bit over here. My arquebusiers have taken up position by the fence over there, staring out at the horde of orcs moving across the field, flanked by the wizard. These guys, nothing fancy, have just hold position. These arquebusiers moved up onto the hill, and then my knights have pushed up through the little gap in the forest and the mountain there. Obviously, Swampy's got his orcs over there, so I've measured 16 inches away, so I've moved up 17 just in case. Hoping that puts a little block on him there. Shooting phase, my wizard cast fireball on the giant, nothing happened there. And then my cannon hit, first time ever in all the games I've played, mind you I haven't used it in all the games I've played, hit this big black orc unit and did 6 points of damage. So that's a good start, I'm very happy with that. That's the position of the board. And now it is Orcs turn 1. So this is the Orcs' turn 1. And not too bad. You can see as they moved up, the trolls have moved to counter this knight flanking force. The Orcs just moved straight up with their character combos on the side there. And then over here, the Fleabags have moved towards this way and the giant that way. Yeah, awesome giant. Right, so that was the movement. There was a couple of shooting attacks. The Spider Riders had the giant axe of Slain or something like that.
Kevin R's flying hammer, yeah.
Flying hammer.
Mr. Wizard.
Mr. Wizard. And those wizard over there, which has Fireball 9, took a fireball on these arquebusiers on the top here, and they went poof. 6 wounds. That was enough to, you needed like basically a 4 up to get rid of them, or 5 up because they wave on 11, and that was that. So that's the end of Orc turn 1. First blood as well to them, destroying them arquebusiers. But now it's my turn. Can the cannon fire again?
Nice.
and take out these orcs before they get across the board.
No, we can't fire again.
Alright, let's do my turn 2. Okay, so this is Kingdoms of Men turn 2. What happened? So in the movement wise, the scouts over here moved across to deal with those Fleabag riders, and the foot guard moved up a bit. So I've kind of positioned it like that. See if Swampy does on his turn to them. Over here, not a lot happened. The wizard kind of shuffled to the side to give an option of either the Fleabag riders or those guys over there. These guys charged the trolls, and these knights have moved up to support, and then these guys have still formed their little ring of defense at the back here. And the shooting phase, the cannon fired again at the Black Orcs and missed. Of course he did. But the handgunners and the pistoliers both fired on there, put 7 wounds on them, which was pretty damn good. And then they got wavered. That's right, that's my chicken marker. Thank you, Joshua Hawthorne, for suggesting that. I've made some interesting little chicken markers to use as the wavered token. There we go, so they were wavered. The fireball I then cast onto the Black Orcs because I thought 7 wounds was enough to take care of them. I only got 1 wound through on them. It was not enough to do any morale to them. And then in the combat over here, the knights charged in, caused 6 wounds. And I was quite surprised to find out that the horde of trolls only has a morale of 14, 17. So they too got a chicken marker as they are wavered. So that is the end of my turn. Not too bad. I put some damage obviously on the trolls, some more on the Black Orcs, and those bad boys over there. But unfortunately, the giant is still marauding around untouched. And then you've got a unit of orcs at the back there. And these guys are getting ever closer. And we've still got the Fireball 9 wizard hiding at the back there. So, how do you feel that's going, man?
It's going alright. I'm going to take out your knights next turn, and then I'm going to march through your army.
I don't like the sound of that. Alright, let's do turn 2. Okay, so that was all turn 2. And the carnage continued. These big Black Orcs moved down here. So now you can see they're getting into range of my troops down in the corner here. But they're still running across. Those Fleabags were wavered, so they didn't do anything. They just did their turn. Over here was interesting. I set up those scouts over there for Swampy to charge. I knew I was giving the flank. Actually, you should have doubled your attacks or something.
Oh yeah, so like
yes.
9 attacks on top of that.
But I was hoping that he would take that because now it puts my foot guard in range to charge him. So at least I get the first charge on him before he charges them. But obviously, as you can see, he destroyed them, and that was just with his base attacks of D6 plus 3. We forgot to double it. I think that's right. I mean, I'm pretty. So he also cast a fireball from his wizard, Fireball 9, onto my wizard, putting 2 wounds on him, which was a little scary. And over here, he charged in the flank with his troll character, who doesn't have the individual rule as far as we can tell. So that means he has 5 attacks, doubling up to 10. don't know what the hell just I said. Yeah. And as you can see, he put 7 wounds on them, which was like, wow, and wavered them. So my new little chicken marker. So I'm not looking forward to that. So hopefully I can shake it off and countercharge and push into those trolls, get rid of them, because the regeneration did nothing for them. They didn't do any regens. And they were also wavered, so they did nothing on their turn as well. And those... what are they called? Those Gore Rider things?
Gore Riders.
They're stuck in the corner there because I've obviously got my knights blocking them in. So that's the end of turn 2. More units of mine dying. So I've lost my scouts and I lost my arquebusiers on the hill over here. But I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Right, let's go to my turn 3. Alright, so Kingdoms of Men turn 3. And I'm not a happy bunny. That was not a good turn. I charged in here against the giant. I took a gamble here and flew my general from his position here with his men to this side over here, because he's nimble. I've got to reface that way. And I showed my flank to the Fleabag riders because I thought between my wizard and my arquebusiers they would at least cause 1 wound on them to chase them off. And obviously that never happened. We'll get back to that in a second. These guys didn't move down here. And then over here, my knights charged the troll hero. And my other knights didn't shake off their headstrong, so they're still stuck there. That's not good. Right, so in the magic phase, or shooting phase, my wizard cast Fireball 6 at the fleabags, did nothing. I fired my 8 shots from my arquebusiers, did nothing. My cannon fired at the Black Orcs over here, did nothing, because I didn't hit with any of them, all of those stuff, which was terrible. Oh my goodness.
I need to go back to training school.
Yeah. Now that they can see the green of your eyes, they're like, I'm not really keen on this.
I don't like that.
So, we went to straight to combat over here. I did 5 wounds on the giant. I rolled 11 on the morale test, which was just 1 short of wavering him. But it doesn't really matter because the giant has fury, which means he could countercharge even if he's wavered. So, let's hope the foot guard can hold out there. Over here, my knights over there charged into the troll character and put 6 wounds on him, which was not bad, but then I rolled 3 for my morale test, even though I could have wavered him on a 6+. So that was quite annoying. So rolled really badly there, even though I did a lot of wounds on him. Didn't get rid of my wavering over there. Didn't hit them, and almost did nothing there. So I hope I survive the Orcs turn 3, so I can claim some retribution on my turn 4. So, Orcs turn 3, the giant naturally countercharged the foot guard. Those freaking fleabag riders charged the flank of my general on the griffin, and and put 6 wounds on him, which was unbelievable because they got double the amount of attacks, and they were angry fleabags. That freaking wizard, he's dangerous with his fireball. Took out another unit of arquebusiers, absolutely destroyed them. These guys have moved up. Obviously, I set it up hoping that Swampy would charge maybe the spearman in the front, then I could flank charge on the next turn if the unit survived with my pole arms. But obviously, he's moved it in a way so that I can only get frontal charges. But I'll accept that frontal charges all the way around. Down here, it didn't go so well for the knights. They got frontal charged by the troll horde and a flank charge by that dude in the corner there. They absolutely smushed them. I think we were in the limits of 30 wounds. Those angry trolls, man. They rolled so many wounds. And of course, the gore riders, now free from all the knights blocking them off, have moved up. But as it happened, these guys, what do you call it? Overran 5 inches. But the troll character, he's obviously knackered from all the fighting. Only overran 1.
He casually strolled forward.
Yeah. So he's gonna get charged by those knights.
Not good. Yeah.
The giant also only did 3 wounds on the foot guard, which was quite interesting. I expected to see at least 6 or 7 there, so I'm pretty happy with that. Not that I'm complaining. I'm hoping that wizard's gonna get a cannon in the face this turn. Oh, man, I'm so disappointed over here. I don't know really what I was thinking of anyway, but I was sure those fleabags were gonna get it. So now I might just countercharge them and get rid of them. Okay. So it's quite in the balance. I mean, it's my turn. Is it my turn 3 or 4 next?
I've lost. Your turn 4.
It's my turn 4. But unfortunately, that right flank has gone completely tits up. I mean, I might be able to get that troll character, but then we still have a horde of trolls and a regiment of gore riders coming up the flank. And even if I take out these black orcs, I'm not sure how I'm going to deal with them just yet. But we'll worry about that in turn 5. Turn 4, we need to get rid of these bad boys. And also this giant. So let's get working. So Kingdoms of Men turn 4, and this has turned the tables a little bit. As you can see, this flank is devoid of any goblin or orc presence, because the giant got chopped down by the foot guard. The fleabags got chopped down by the general on the griffin. Mind you, not just. I mean, the giant I rolled. Did I roll 11 for that? I think I rolled.
Yeah, you.
I rolled really high to get him, because I only caused about 7 or 8 wounds on him, but I rolled really high. The general caused 5 wounds on the fleabags, which was plenty to get rid of them. I did actually get a cannon hit onto the wizard, which was awesome, but I only got 3 wounds through. And then this freaking wizard, man, you're fired for the next game, brother. Another 6 dice fireball caused no wounds. That's, I think, 18 dice of fireballs and he's caused 1 wound. You're definitely axed. I'm getting lightning next time. Over here, of course, this was where the big hit came. I caused a ton of wounds on the Black Orcs over here, or the Great Axe. which was enough to get rid of them. So I've reformed to face off against the general. So basically, I've cleared off this side nicely. I only got that wizard there who's taken a bit of wound, the general over here. But as you can see down here, I charged that troll character in the rear. And as far as we can tell, he hasn't got individual, which means I triple my attacks against him. I got a ton of attacks. As you can see, he's taken 21 wounds. 21! But he's still there. That's because I rolled a double 1. Goodbye, knights. Damn you, man. Okay, it wasn't that like critical. I mean, even if I'd killed him and overran, at least I would have made it a little harder for those. Swampy's just informed me that unit has a nimble artifact, so that's been quite annoying. But yeah, so that's the end of my turn. I'm much happier with that turn. I've cleared off the left flank. The center is looking a bit more solid, but this right flank is completely gone down the tubes. My knights have bottled it, but I think I've got enough to counter what they got going. Except for that wizard. Actually, I'm a little scared of that wizard. 9 dice fireball could take out my general, could take out my wizard.
I could do a lot of damage with that fireball.
Yeah.
I decided who to go for now.
I need a cannon to its face again next turn.
No.
How do you feel that turn went? Obviously,
It
you've
went
got to
badly
put
for
sad
me.
face.
Badly, but I'm going to bring it back next turn.
Alright, well, let's see what you got. Okay, so the Orcs have reformed the line and taken a little bit of a step in the right direction, I suppose. The Trolls are reformed and advanced towards the Kingdoms of Men's line on this side. The Wizard moved a little bit back to reform the line and then cast Fireball on my General and the Griffin. I mean, he'd taken 6 wounds by the Fleabag, so you'd think an average of 2 or 3 wounds would have been enough to take him out. But he only rolled 1 wound. Too sad. Which meant obviously he's still there. His Black Orc General, or whatever that's called, charged into the pole arms, did 4 wounds, not enough to do anything to them. The Troll character had countercharged the Knights, put 3 wounds on them, which is not enough. And these guys, just double check with us guys, as far as I understand, they got the nimble rule, but they couldn't see their target before they charged. So that meant they couldn't charge, if I'm correct. So it just gives them an extra pivot, is that right? If you guys can comment underneath, just to double check what we decided there. We did basically, the way we understand it is that if you can't see your target, you can't charge them. It doesn't mean you get to turn first. That's what we think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So you can just confirm that underneath. But he set them up for next turn, because obviously I won't be going very far. And that's basically that. So Orcs turn 4. And now we're going to Kingdoms of Men turn 5. And I've got to try and reform my line to take out the remnants of these Orcs. So Kingdoms of Men turn 5. And I thought that went pretty well. I've advanced my line. Like I said, sort of reforming to form a battle line on the flank here. So my pole arms countercharged the general. Spearmen just moved in to flank them. The wizard in the side there as well, and these foot guard moved up as well. My general charged that wizard. I needed to get rid of him. He's the only thing that's really scaring me at the moment. And then of course my knights countercharged the troll hero. You know what we forgot to mention in Swampy's last turn? That troll hero had 21 wounds, and he regenerated 8 of them. So it's like he's gone down to 13. But obviously, as you can see, he's no longer there, as he took another 4 or 5 wounds, even without my Thunderous Charge, which was enough to get rid of him. He's inspiring as well, so I had to re-roll it, but I still got rid of him. Reformed to face these Orcs. As you can see, the General took care of the Fireball Wizard, got 5 wounds on him, and obliterated him. And then this was a little scary for... Actually, both of these things were... My Fireball put... How many wounds did I put on them? 1. But then I rolled 11 for their morale, which was enough to, I think, get rid of them. Yeah. But I had to re-roll because of inspiring from this guy, and obviously they're still there. And then I beat him up, put 5 wounds, and then rolled 11 again, which was enough to get rid of him. But obviously inspiring made me re-roll, and then I rolled 3 again. So that inspiring paid off for you that turn, man. Yeah. So that's a look at the battlefield. I don't want to jinx myself, but I think I'm doing alright, yeah. But I might have just cursed myself, because every time I say that, I lose. But Swampy's got a few options here he's got to do. I think those Gore Riders I've got to charge either on those Knights or my General. And then these bad boys here, are they going to go for the Horde? Where are they going to go? Alright, let's see what Swampy does in his turn 5. So the Orcs have charged in. The Trolls came into the Horde of Spears. The General countercharged over here. And as I thought Swampy might do, because he was nimble, and obviously you could do movement in any turn, so the Trolls moved out the way anyway. But they charged my General. So basically that was a clever idea, because obviously that leaves the Knights, because I've only got my turn now, turn 6 left, which leaves them pretty much out of the game. They can only reform to face this side of the battle, and that's pretty much that. But obviously after Swampy's movements, there's no shooting or magic or anything like that, so he went straight into combat. Started here with a General. He put I think 3 more wounds onto the pole arms, which wavered them, so they get a nice little chicken token, which also takes them out of the game, because this is going to be my turn 6 now next, and all they'll do is shrug off their wavering, so it means he gets another free chance of taking them out, which is quite annoying. The Trolls charged in. They did 6 wounds to the spears, which is actually less than I thought they were going to do, but obviously that's nothing. Oh, by the way, he regened 3 of his wounds, because he's got an item that allows him to regen, and they regened 2 as well. So it's pretty good regenning. And then over there, the General got taken out. I mean, I think he did 6 wounds, is it?
Yeah, no, 5.
5, yeah, which put him on 11. And then he rolled, I think 6, which was enough to get rid of him. And then I made him re-roll, and he rolled like 12. So it was like, yeah, he's probably dead. So that's the state of Orc turn 5. So I got my last turn up now. I did set it up a little bit that these foot guard could flank charge the Trolls when they came in, and obviously, so I think I'll get the Trolls this turn. But that's pretty much it. I mean, the cannon can't really see anything, and I know there's some sort of rule about if you're level 1 you could shoot over things or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure how that works, so I'm just going to leave that for now. So there we go, my last turn coming up. Okay, so this was Kingdoms of Men turn 6. It was basically my last turn. It was really simple. The foot guard charged into the flank of the Trolls with the spears counter-charging. My Knights over there just reformed, and these guys get to take away their wavering token. Oh yeah, the Wizard moved up there, cast a 6 dice fireball onto the Gore boys over here. Nothing happened, as he missed. Obviously I didn't do anything with the cannon, because I wasn't really sure what it could do there. But in the combat phase it went swimmingly. I think I put 21 wounds or something on the Trolls, double rolled, got a reroll, and still killed them. So that's it. Swampy is left with the Gore boys and that dude right there. I suspect he might take out these pole arms. And then who are you going to charge with those Gore boys, man?
I don't know. These are 4 points.
I don't actually know. I'll check for you. Right, so we'll come back after the last turn and end of game. Okay, so this was Orc turn 6. We'll recap that, and this is also the end of the game. So, as you can imagine, the General charged the pole arms, the remaining of the pole arms, and these guys charged into the foot guard. So, as you can see, they're both dead, as they made short work of them. He caused, I think, another 4 or 5 wounds, which was plenty, so he destroyed them. And they did pretty well, actually. I think 6 or 7 wounds, maybe 8 even. It was quite a lot, and then easily destroyed them on the morale roll as well, and then overran 1, which we were just saying if there was another turn, I think I might have been alright, because I'll flank charge them, I have the cannon and the Wizard to try and deal with him, and then of course the Knights at the back there. But as it turns out, I think I won by 105 points, which is actually not a win, it's a draw! So, my win-draw-loss record is 0-3. I'm catching up to those draws and wins.
No wins yet, Dave.
No.
No wins.
But that was a pretty good game. I thought it was a lot more a lot more tactical than as we gain more in what's the word I'm looking for? Come on, tell me what's the word I'm looking for? Experience. As we gain more experience in the game, we tend to use more different tactics and stuff. So, for example, in this particular game, we had the cavalry pinned in the corner there by each other, and then at one turn where that double wide held, it was critical. There was over here as well where I moved my Wizard up, my General up, thinking I could take out those Fleabag Riders, and that swung the game a bit around as well. you any thoughts on what you thought was happening in that game, Swappy?
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting. I don't know what to think. My big unit died again. I don't think I'll bother with.
Well, the thing is, I mean,
unit them again.
what we mentioned off camera, Swampy was mentioning how good characters are, that this character took out this pole arm unit on his own. And I counterpointed that it took him 3 turns to do that, you know, for a regiment of 20 halberds.
Then my wizard took out 2 units on his own.
Well, those were also
Caused a load of damage.
2 little troop choices. I'm okay with that. I don't mind that so much. I don't think they're that powerful. I mean, my general took out the Fleabag Riders, but with the help of wounds from other stuff. And he took out your wizard. My wizard was pants. I don't think he'd done anything except 1 turn. He put like a couple of wounds on something and then went, okay, I'm going back to sleep now. But no, I thought it was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the result. A draw, you know, is better than the loss I had the first time I played you. And my army's obviously coming along nicely. I might have to finish painting some of the stuff. Are you going to start painting your stuff again?
No.
Didn't think so. Well, there you go. That's my 5th game of Kings of War done. And I got my 2nd draw. So if this were a league ladder, I'd be starting to climb off the bottom. Thanks for watching.